What if I told you that muscle loss after 60 isn't just a part of aging, but a warning sign that your body is starving for something simple? Not pills, not powders, but real food. In Japan, elders in their 70s and 80s still walk to the market each morning, carry groceries up steps, and sit cross-legged with ease. Their secret? It's not gym memberships or protein shakes. It's tofu, miso soup, natto, and humble grilled fish. Foods passed down through generations. Studies from the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging confirm what the Japanese have always known. Whole, traditional protein-rich foods help preserve muscle better than any supplement. And today I'll show you exactly how to use these powerful, affordable ingredients to rebuild strength. No powders required. Before we begin, where are you watching from? And what time is it for you? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Why does our body lose muscle so easily after 60? You may have noticed it already. Getting out of a chair takes more effort than it used to. Climbing stairs feels heavier. Your arms don't lift as easily, and your legs tire out faster. This isn't just getting older. It's something called sarcopenia, a silent loss of muscle that begins slowly, but impacts everything from balance to energy to independence. After the age of 60, your body naturally starts breaking down muscle faster than it builds it. But here's what most people don't realize. It's not just about age. It's also about how and what you eat. Many seniors in the US aren't eating enough high-quality protein each day. Sometimes it's due to loss of appetite, trouble chewing, or simply thinking that light meals are better. But in Japan, elders approach meals differently. Take breakfast, for example. Instead of skipping it or grabbing toast, a typical Japanese senior starts the day with a bowl of miso soup, a piece of grilled fish, soft tofu, and warm rice. It's not fancy, but it's full of gentle protein that the body can absorb easily. This quiet commitment to nourishment, 3 times a day, keeps their muscles strong and steady well into old age. There's also a cultural respect for food that plays a role. In Japanese tradition, eating isn't rushed. It's mindful. Meals are seen as a time to fuel not just the body, but also the spirit. This habit of regular, balanced meals naturally supports muscle retention, even without supplements. Compare that with the typical Western diet, which is often high in sugar, low in quality protein, and eaten in a hurry. Add in inconsistent meal times and long periods of inactivity, and the result is faster muscle breakdown, even among people who are otherwise healthy. But here's the good news. Muscle loss after 60 can be slowed and even reversed with the right kind of nourishment. And you don't need expensive powders or special products. What you need is a return to simplicity. While you don't need protein powder to rebuild muscle, walk down any health store aisle in America and you'll see towering tubs of protein powder promising strength, energy, and youth. But here's a quiet truth the Japanese have known for generations. You don't need powders to rebuild your body. You just need the right food at the right time. Protein powders can be helpful, especially for athletes or those with specific medical needs. But for most people over 60, whole foods not only provide protein, they also offer fiber, enzymes, vitamins, and natural fats that work together to nourish your muscles gently and more effectively. In fact, a study published by the Mayo Clinic found that older adults who ate their protein from natural sources like fish, eggs, and legumes had better muscle retention and fewer digestive issues compared to those relying on supplements alone. Why? Because whole foods are more complete. Your body recognizes them. They digest slower, feed your gut, and create less strain on your kidneys. Let's look again at Japan. There, most older adults don't even consider protein shakes. Instead, they rely on time-tested, everyday ingredients: silky tofu in a warm bowl of miso soup, grilled mackerel with pickled vegetables, a boiled egg with soft rice. These aren't high-protein diets in the trendy sense. They're balanced, moderate, and deeply nourishing. There's also a beautiful rhythm to how they eat. Protein is spread evenly across the day, not crammed into one big dinner. This supports steady muscle synthesis, which is key to rebuilding strength after 60. Now let's be honest. Powders can be convenient, but they can also come with downsides: bloating, artificial sweeteners, unnecessary calories, and, perhaps most importantly, a sense of dependency. The truth is, real strength doesn't come from a scoop. It comes from consistency. By shifting just 1 or 2 meals a day to include natural, digestible protein sources, your body will begin to respond. You might notice your steps feel lighter, your sleep improves, and even small tasks become easier. So if you've been feeling discouraged, like your body is slipping away no matter what you try, maybe it's time to step away from the supplement aisle and back into your kitchen. How one 72-year-old man rebuilt his muscle without powders. George Nakamura had always been active. A retired schoolteacher living in Oregon, he spent most of his life walking to work, tending his backyard garden, and cooking for his family. But after turning 70, something began to shift. His legs felt heavy. Stairs became harder. He stopped gardening, not because he didn't want to, but because crouching down made his knees ache. "I just thought this was normal," he said, getting old, slowing down, needing rest. Then came the fall. One rainy afternoon, George slipped while reaching for the top shelf in his garage. The fall wasn't severe, but the recovery was painfully slow. Weeks passed, and he still struggled to walk without support. His doctor mentioned muscle loss, and like many, George turned to protein shakes. "I started taking whey every day," he said, "but it upset my stomach, made me feel full and bloated. I wasn't feeling stronger, I was just uncomfortable." That's when his daughter, who had recently returned from Japan, suggested a different path. She reminded him of how his mother used to cook: bowls of miso soup, tofu with scallions, grilled sardines over rice. Simple, nourishing, familiar. So George went back to basics. Breakfast became miso soup with tofu and a soft-boiled egg. Lunch included rice with natto and lightly pickled cucumbers. Dinner was often a small portion of grilled salmon with steamed spinach and a sweet potato. He didn't count grams or calories, he just ate like his parents did. Naturally, gently, regularly. He also began walking again, just 5 minutes at first, then 10. Slowly, his strength returned. It wasn't dramatic, he smiled, but one morning I woke up and realized I wasn't afraid of the stairs anymore. Within 3 months, George had regained much of the stability he'd lost. He no longer needed a cane. His posture improved. Most of all, he felt like himself again. "I'm not trying to be 30, he chuckled, "but I want to be strong enough to take care of my garden. And I am." George's story is not unique, but it is powerful. It reminds us that even after 70, the body can rebuild, if we give it what it truly needs. Not processed powders, not extreme diets, just real food, real movement, and real care. 6. natural, affordable, high-protein foods used daily in Japan. When George returned to his Japanese roots, he didn't just change what he ate, he changed how he saw food. Each meal became an act of healing, not a task. And the ingredients he chose were humble, affordable, and quietly powerful. Let's walk through 6 of those foods, each one a pillar of strength in Japanese households, and each one gentle on aging bodies. The first is tofu, soft, creamy, and made from soybeans. In Japan, tofu isn't just for stir-fries. Elders often enjoy it cold in the morning, drizzled with a little soy sauce and topped with chopped green onion. It's high in protein, easy to digest, and surprisingly satisfying. George began each day with this small dish and noticed how light yet full of energy he felt after eating it. Then there's natto, a sticky, fermented soybean that might surprise you. With a strong smell and bold texture, it's not for everyone at first. But in Japan, especially among elders, natto is treasured for its high protein, vitamin K2, and probiotic power. George mixed it with warm rice and a touch of mustard. After a few days, he got used to it, and after a few weeks, he felt the difference in his digestion and energy. Grilled fish is another cornerstone, particularly small fish like mackerel or salmon. Rich in omega-3 fats and protein, these are typically served in small portions alongside vegetables. Unlike large meat portions common in the West, Japanese elders often eat fish daily in a balanced, manageable way. George found grilled mackerel easier to chew and more flavorful than the chicken breasts he was used to. Next, eggs, not scrambled or fried, but simply boiled. A soft-boiled egg, gently cracked over warm rice, is a classic Japanese breakfast. The egg white provides clean protein, and the yolk delivers healthy fats and key vitamins. George started adding this to his meals and loved how easy it was to prepare. Then we have miso, a fermented soybean paste that becomes the base of the iconic miso soup. But it's more than just broth. Miso contains plant-based protein, probiotics, and enzymes that aid digestion. One warm bowl with cubes of tofu and seaweed gave George comfort and strength each evening. Finally, adzuki beans, small red beans used in soups, rice dishes, and even desserts. Unlike heavy legumes, adzuki are light, rich in fiber and protein, and kind to the stomach. George began using them in rice bowls, just like his mother used to. It brought back memories and muscle. None of these foods are expensive. None require fancy equipment. They are simple, nourishing, and time-tested. The secret isn't just what's on the plate, it's the way it's served. Small portions, balanced flavors, eaten slowly. A warm bowl, quiet gratitude, and a sense of enough. How to help your body absorb protein better after 60. Eating enough protein is only half the story. The other half, one that's often overlooked, is whether your body can actually absorb and use that protein. After age 60, our digestive system naturally slows down. The stomach produces less acid, enzymes become less efficient, and the friendly gut bacteria we depend on to break down food and absorb nutrients, they begin to decline too. That's why some older adults, even when eating enough protein, still feel weak or tired. It's not just what you eat, it's what your body can turn into fuel. This is where Japanese eating habits offer quiet wisdom. In many Japanese homes, a meal always begins with something warm, light, and gentle on the gut, usually a bowl of miso soup. The warmth helps wake up the digestive system, while fermented miso delivers enzymes and probiotics that support healthy digestion. George, the man we met earlier, found that simply having miso soup before his meals reduced bloating and made him feel more nourished. Another helpful habit? Eating slowly. Unlike the fast-paced meals common in the West, traditional Japanese meals are often eaten with intention. Small bites, time to chew, a moment to breathe between dishes. This gives the body time to produce the digestive juices needed to process protein and other nutrients effectively. It's not just polite, it's powerful. Fermented foods also play a major role in supporting digestion. Natto, miso, pickled vegetables, tsukemono. These are everyday staples in Japan. They feed the gut microbiome, which helps break down proteins and carry amino acids to the muscles. Even how you drink water matters. In Japan, it's common to sip warm tea or water throughout the day rather than chugging cold drinks during meals. This supports smoother digestion and reduces the strain on the stomach. Finally, timing makes a difference. Research shows that the body absorbs protein more efficiently when it's spread across meals rather than eaten all at once. That's why the Japanese approach of having protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner helps maintain a steady supply of amino acids for muscle repair and energy. So if you've been eating well but still feel sluggish, maybe it's not about eating more, but absorbing better. Try this tomorrow morning. Start your day with a warm bowl of miso soup, a soft-boiled egg, and a few bites of tofu or rice. Eat slowly, chew fully, sip warm tea, and notice how your body responds. A simple Japanese-style 3-dish meal for seniors. What if one quiet meal could gently rebuild your strength, support your digestion, and bring a sense of peace to your day? In Japan, meals aren't just about nutrition, they're about balance. The traditional Ichiju Sansai style, one soup, one main, two sides, isn't complicated. It's rooted in simplicity, variety, and harmony. And the beauty is, you don't need to be a chef to recreate it. Let's walk through a version designed especially for older adults. It's easy to prepare, rich in natural protein, and incredibly soothing. Dish 1. Grilled mackerel. A small fillet of mackerel, lightly salted and grilled until the skin crisps. Mackerel is high in protein and omega-3s, but it's also soft and flaky, easy to chew and digest. In Japanese homes, it's often cooked in a toaster oven or pan-seared with minimal oil. If mackerel isn't available, you can substitute with canned salmon or sardines. George, our friend from earlier, started making this dish 3 times a week and loved how it gave him lasting energy without heaviness. Dish 2. Miso soup with tofu and seaweed. Start by boiling water with a piece of dried kombu, sea kelp, for a few minutes. Remove the kombu, then stir in a spoonful of miso paste. Don't let it boil, just dissolve it gently. Add small cubes of silken tofu and a pinch of dried wakame seaweed. This warm, savory broth is full of probiotics, plant protein, and minerals. It soothes the stomach and prepares the body to absorb nutrients better. Dish 3. Rice with pickled vegetables or cooked spinach. A small bowl of warm rice, not too much, paired with something tangy, like pickled daikon or cucumber. If pickles aren't available, lightly steamed spinach with a drop of soy sauce works beautifully. This side adds fiber, supports digestion, and rounds out the meal with a touch of color and freshness. Together, these 3 dishes form a meal that's light yet complete. It contains high-quality protein, healthy fats, probiotics, and easy-to-digest fiber. And most importantly, it's made with care. You don't need fancy ingredients. You don't need hours in the kitchen. Just a few thoughtful steps and a quiet moment to sit, breathe, and nourish yourself. If cooking feels like too much some days, remember, even just miso soup and a boiled egg is better than skipping a meal. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Daily eating and lifestyle habits that support muscle recovery after 60. In Japan, strength in old age doesn't come from intense workouts or strict diets. It comes from rhythm. There's a quiet power in doing the same nourishing things at the same time every day. And for older adults, that rhythm can be the difference between slowly fading or steadily thriving. One of the most important habits? Never skipping breakfast. Japanese elders almost always begin the day with a warm, protein-rich meal. Miso soup, tofu, a soft-boiled egg, maybe a small piece of fish. This early dose of protein helps kickstart muscle repair, stabilize blood sugar, and provide lasting energy. George, whom we met earlier, said that when he started eating breakfast again, after years of skipping it, he noticed he didn't need a nap by 10 a.m. anymore. Another key habit: eating at regular times. In Japan, mealtime is sacred. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are not just fuel, they're routine. This consistent schedule helps regulate digestion, hunger hormones, and muscle metabolism. It also trains the body to absorb nutrients more efficiently because it knows when food is coming. Avoiding late-night eating is another simple but powerful practice. In Japanese culture, dinner is often served by 6 or 7 p.m., and late-night snacking is rare. This gives the body time to fully digest before sleep and supports better overnight recovery. For older adults, this habit can also improve sleep quality, another key factor in muscle repair. Then there's movement, not exercise, but motion. In Japanese communities, it's common to see seniors walking daily to buy groceries, sweep their front porch, or stretch in the park. These aren't workouts, they're part of life. Movement keeps blood flowing to the muscles, helps joints stay loose, and encourages a deeper connection to the body. George adopted a gentle walking routine after breakfast, just 10 minutes around the block. It was nothing special, he said, but it made me feel alive again. And finally, there's the habit of gratitude at mealtime. A simple phrase, itadakimasu, said before eating, means, I humbly receive. It's a moment of presence, a pause, a reminder that food is a gift, not just fuel. That attitude of mindfulness supports not just physical health, but emotional well-being too. Common misunderstandings that lead seniors to eat the wrong way, even with the best intentions. Many older adults find themselves stuck, eating healthy, but still feeling weak, tired, or bloated. And often, it's not because they're doing too little, but because they've been misinformed. One common misunderstanding is the belief that eating less is always better. For those who worry about gaining weight or managing blood sugar, skipping meals or eating tiny portions might seem smart. But after 60, the body actually needs more protein, more often, to fight muscle loss. Skipping breakfast or relying only on salads can leave muscles starving, even if the scale looks good. Another widespread fear is around fat and cholesterol, especially from eggs. Some people avoid eggs completely, thinking they're bad for the heart. But recent studies have shown that for most older adults, 1 egg a day is not only safe, but beneficial. It's a complete protein, rich in brain-supporting nutrients, and far more nourishing than processed, low-fat options. Then there's the lure of packaged protein drinks. With shiny labels and promises of strength, they seem like an easy fix. But many contain artificial sweeteners, poor quality protein, and hidden sugars. And for sensitive stomachs, they can cause bloating or discomfort. George learned this firsthand and felt much better after switching to simple, natural meals. Finally, some seniors think that if they can't cook a full meal, it's not worth trying. But the truth is, even a boiled egg and warm miso soup is a powerful combination. It's not about cooking like a chef. It's about making small, consistent choices that nourish the body gently over time. If any of this feels familiar, know this: you're not alone. So many people were never taught how to eat for strength after 60. But it's not too late to learn. If you've been feeling like your strength is slipping away, please hear this. Your body hasn't given up on you. It's still listening, still responding. Even after 60, 70, or 80, your muscles can rebuild, your energy can return, and your confidence can rise again. Not through extreme changes or expensive supplements, but through quiet, gentle care. One warm meal, one walk around the block, one deep breath before you eat. These small acts add up. They're how the elders of Japan have lived for generations, simply, steadily, with respect for the body's natural rhythm. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. And as you take that first step, remember, you're not alone. This video provides general information and discussions about health and related topics. It is not intended as medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you have health concerns, please speak to your doctor or a licensed professional. If you think you may be experiencing a medical emergency, contact emergency services in your area immediately. Thank you for watching. Please let me know in the comments which small change will you try this week. And don't forget to subscribe. We have more healing stories and simple tools coming your way.